Welcome, everybody, to the next session of the Human Values Collective Mentorship Program. I've been talking a lot about you all in my conversations with other people and the incredible work we're doing here. I want you to know that people are supporting us. People are encouraged by our work. They're given hope by the work that we're doing. And as we'll talk about in a second, every little tiny bit of work we do to heal ourselves is having a massive impact, not just in us, but in the world, in our communities, and in our country. So, title of this session is Healing the Universe by Healing Ourselves. And we'll get more into that in a second. We'll do our opening rituals as usual. We'll dive into value of the week, go into radical forgiveness. And we just had such an incredible time last time, finally diving in to the worksheets. Now, I know some of you haven't gotten the chance to do that yet, and hopefully we're going to get a chance to do that here. No printer, no problem, because Victoria hooked us up with DocuHub. I'm not going to download the wrong app like I did last time saying DocuSign. That's a different thing, okay? DocHub is what you're going to want to keep handy. And then we'll do some housekeeping and talk about our potential movie night next week. This is a song called Love is the Only Power. And it's very fitting to the work we're doing. So let's sing this one together. I'll do this one twice so that you can catch it and sing it back. Love is the only power. Love is the only way. Love, love, our love. Watch our circle grow. Love is the only power. Love is the only way. Love, love, our love. Watch our circle grow. Another beautiful Angela Lorraine Burroughs classic. Today we honor the traditional homelands of the Council of the Three Fires, the Ojibwe, Potawatomi, and Odawa nations, as well as the traditional homelands of the Kickapoo, Peoria, Kaskaskia, and Mia, the original peoples of Chicago, Illinois. Till this day, Chicago is one of the largest urban indigenous communities in the US. We celebrate the natural beauty, culture, community, and connection with Mother Earth that our indigenous siblings have preserved over the century. And I want to let everyone know, happy last day of Indigenous Heritage Month. I did a lot of really cool things in my classroom with students, sharing some awesome Indigenous musicians, inviting them to do some research and teach me about Indigenous musicians that I didn't know about. So I just really connecting with this community this month especially, and always going to say thank you, Jamie, for writing this wonderful land acknowledgement for us to use. It's time for you to sit back, to relax, and to receive this Maypole meditation together.
So now, if you want to close your eyes, fine. If you don't, leave them open. It's not going to bother me or anybody else. Get as comfortable as you can. And we're going to start with a hand position, or what the Indians call a mudra, which is a receptive posture. It means we're willing to receive. And this gives a very strong message to the subconscious that yes, we do want to receive from the high sea because it's the only reliable source of any information. Other people are not reliable. They might be incorrect. They might not have our best interests at heart. But to receive from the high sea is completely safe. So first of all, we will imagine this maypole in the middle of the room with all of the different colored ribbons. And you will imagine that you're going to go up to it and you're going to pick one ribbon. And then in your imagination, go back to your chair and sit with the ribbon twirled around one of your fingers so that you can have your hands like little bowls ready to receive from the high sea within each of you. So I'll give you a moment to take your ribbon and then relax in your chair as much as you possibly can with the ribbon in your hand ready to receive. And now we're going to ask that relaxation or relaxing energy will flow from the high sea within each of you into you to relax you as much as you need to be relaxed right now. The high sea will know. And we're going to use our breath to bring into us this relaxing energy. So breathe it in deeply but gently, and then let go with a little sigh. Any tension anywhere within you, in your body, in your emotions, in your life, whatever is making you tense, just feel as if you're letting go of it with your outgoing breath. And then ask for this relaxing energy to flow into you again, down your ribbon from the high sea. Breathe it in, and then let go of any tension that you may be feeling anywhere within you. And now one more breath, breathing in the relaxing energy, and really let go. Let your arms go loose, let your shoulders relax, let your back relax, your knees, just let go. And now we're going to ask that this relaxing energy continue to flow all the time we're working today to keep you at the right level of relaxation to benefit the most from this day's workshop. And so next we're going to ask for healing energy to flow down your ribbon to heal you of anything you're ready to have healed. A lot of us aren't quite ready to be healed, but the high sea knows and will send healing energy as you breathe in again, and you will direct it mentally to any part of your body or to memories or thoughts or feelings, wherever you know healing is needed. And as you breathe out, let go of any condition that you feel is an obstacle or is negative. Let go completely and take 2 or 3 breaths, breathing in gently this healing energy. Direct it wherever you know it's needed, and then let go of the condition that's causing distress or unease. And we'll ask that this continue the whole time we're working today, so that whatever you're ready to have healed will be healed from the high sea as you open up to receive the healing. And now the next thing we're going to ask for is cleansing energy. We all have negative thoughts, negative emotions, negative memories, negative experiences, negative situations. And so we're going to ask for cleansing energy to be sent down our ribbon so that we can breathe it in and breathe out anything negative or any obstacle or anything that could get in the way of our progress in our lives. Just use your breath. This is a natural mechanism that we all have available to us. So breathe in the cleansing energy and breathe out anything negative at all that comes to your mind. Let go of it. And let yourself be filled with this wonderfully cleansing energy. And we'll ask that that continue the whole time we're working today. And now we're going to ask for strengthening or a re-energizing energy to flow down our ribbons. So many of us are tired, especially when we are out in the world where there is so much stress, so much hurry, so much pressure. And here is our opportunity to be refilled from this inner source with the energy which can overcome our lack of energy. So breathe in this wonderful energy. Imagine it moving around inside of you, and let go of any weakness that you know about, any feeling of tiredness or stress. Just let go. This is a fount. As long as you are concentrating and asking for it, it will continue to flow into you. And we'll ask that that continue the whole day that we're working. And now for the most important of all. This time we're going to ask for the love that we can only receive in a fulfilling amount and a fulfilling quality from the high sea. Breathe it in deeply. It's the love we've been looking for all our lives. It's what makes us insecure. It's what makes us competitive. It's what makes us indulge in addictions, all kinds of things. Because we don't feel fulfilled. We don't feel loved. Now, the love of other people is limited. But this love from the high sea is non-judgmental, non-critical, completely accepting of you the way you are right now. So breathe it in and let go as you breathe out of any feeling of being unlovable, any guilt, anything that could get in the way of receiving this love, any feeling of not being worthy. So many people don't feel worthy, but that's because we identify with the physical shell or the physical house in which we live, and we forget that the spark of divinity is our real self. So breathe in this love. Let it flow to all parts of you. Just drink it in. As long as you ask for it, and as long as you're willing to breathe it in, it will continue to flow indefinitely, so that you need never feel unloved or unworthy again. And it doesn't matter where you are in the world, you can always tap into it. So just luxuriate in this wonderful feeling of being completely accepted, completely loved, and let go of anything at all that could get in the way of your receiving it. This is the life force. This is the energy that we all need. And now just let go with one big sigh of anything that's in you that could get in the way of receiving from this inner source, your real being, your real self. And now we're going to bring into this room, in your imagination, anyone who comes to your mind when you ask your high sea to indicate who might benefit by being brought into this room in your thoughts. If they don't want to receive what is available, they won't, so we don't have to worry about their free will. But if they're really open, they will receive whatever they need, even though they're not here. So let's ask the high sea to indicate to you who you know who might really benefit from this wonderful energy that we call, for lack of a better word, love. And bring them all in. You may just see one person, or maybe several. And don't forget to include people who are difficult for you, because difficult people desperately need this love. They wouldn't be as difficult if they were receiving it. And whether you can love them is not important. You can direct this universal love to them. So bring them all into the room, whoever comes into your head. And now we're going to put our palms together with fingers extended, like the Namaste using the Indian term or the prayer position, and direct whatever you're going to be receiving to each of these people. If they're open, they'll receive it. If not, it will find others who are open. And we will ask what these people need. And we'll ask the high C of each one of us, which is also the high C of all of them, to send through us whatever it is they need. And all we have to do is just direct it to them with our fingers extended. And so just let it flow. As you breathe in, it will flow into you. As you breathe out, you will send it to these people. And now let's relax again with palms in your laps, ready to receive yourselves once more. Many people say that they feel very inadequate to help in this world situation the way it is in so many parts of the world right now. Say, what can I do? I'm just one individual. But we can be willing to send this energy that we can receive in this simple way to different parts of the world where help is desperately needed. And it will help. If we could all do that, if individuals could do that, and those individuals were multiplied by thousands of people, then there would be an effect upon some of the areas of the world where there is so much stress, so much strife, so much hunger, so much sickness. So right now we're going to ask the High C to indicate to us where in the world it would like each one of you to send this energy. You don't have to look very far. There's so many areas right now where there are problems, including this country. So see what comes into your mind, what part of the world or what parts of the world. And then first of all, we have to receive the energy that's needed. And then as soon as you're ready, put your palms together with fingers extended and just send this energy that you're receiving to whatever part of the world was indicated to you, whatever part of the world came into your mind when you asked where to send it. And you can breathe out at the same time to hasten the sending. So breathe in this wonderful energy and then direct it wherever it's indicated. And now let go of it. Just let go completely and relax completely. You don't have to do anything more. You don't have to determine what they need or how to do it. It's this simple. In fact, it's so simple that a lot of people say it's too simple. We don't take it seriously enough. But if we were to do this every single day, it would have an effect. And we wouldn't feel as helpless. Okay, now one more little exercise with our maypole. Again, we're going to put our hands like little bowls. And we're going to ask for the love that we all need. Breathe in this wonderful energy that's coming from the High C. And if you want, just put your arms around yourself and just say, I love me. Because that's what we all need to do. If we can't love ourselves, we can't love anybody. And if the High C can love you, however dreadful you think you are, what right have you to say that you don't love yourself? So really say, I love me. And that will be the first step to becoming lovable and loving. And now let's relax again And we're going to come back to consciousness, but first of all, we're going to say thank you for the high C, for all of the gifts that we've received this far. And we're also going to thank the high C for everything we're going to receive for the rest of the day. And now let's come back, fully conscious of our bodies, and stretch, and you can stand if you want to, and come back, completely back to the here and now.
Thank you for participating in that. How is it that I get something new every time, or just hear the message that one more time that I need is to actually hear it and receive it? It's all about receiving, right? Are we ready to receive what we want? We say we're ready, but are we ready? Are we hearing where our unworthiness comes from, how that stops us from receiving everything we want? We feel unworthy, she said, because we identify with just our physical body, and we're having a more difficult time identifying with what's beneath that, with what's below that, which is our spirit. So when I'm asking you, are you ready to step into the spirit world? I'm wondering, are we ready to have what we're able to do right now is have one foot in the physical world and one foot in the spiritual world. And we're at that point in our development where I think we can glimpse that feeling of the spiritual world. But up until now, it's been difficult to maintain that awareness of our spirit, of our higher consciousness. And part of that is we're doing it alone a lot. Part of that is we need to do it in community for really to be felt. And I'm still sometimes in this space of, I just want to say it. I just want to live in the spirit world. I want to say that out loud and not be afraid that people are going to think I'm weird, even in this group, even in this community. Oh, hippie Payano, here we go with his meditation and his hippiness in the spirit world, la-di-da-di-da. Why, how many times do I need proof that this is real? Just because I can't see it with my five senses doesn't mean it's woo-woo. When am I going to actually own that this has been my experience in my life, that I've glimpsed at what's possible? When am I going to own my power to heal myself and others? When am I going to trust that forgiveness is so powerful that it can change the whole world, one person at a time? It's so funny. I'm walking home from school today, and I have all my podcasts queued up, and I'm like, no, I don't want to listen to that. No, I don't want to listen to that. And I see Oprah's podcast, which is called Super Soul. And guess what the podcast episode was all about? Forgiveness. And I'm like, dang, well, this mentors today. I think I need to listen to this one before I get into this call. And what was one of the first definitions that she gave? What is forgiveness? The freedom that comes from no longer desiring the past to be different from what it is. Whoa. Almost nothing to do with saying I forgive you to someone. Nothing to do with that. It's not about that. It's about, can we look at the spirit world perspective and say, oh, as terrible and awful as that was that happened to me, it's trying to teach me something. There was another thing someone else on a guest on the podcast said, every experience that we are having is a new word in the language of our own wisdom when we're ready to receive it. Last night I had a dream and it was all about I receive that. It was like teaching the world the phrase I receive that. I hope you're ready to receive. Value of the week is non-attachment. Thought of the week is let go and let live. I worked at Lollapalooza as a volunteer. It was a really amazing experience because I got to be a greeter. I got to say hello to people as they came in. Welcome to Lollapalooza, the greatest place on earth. You're going to have a great time. And then I also had to say some kind of logistical stuff like if you have a bag, go to the right. If you don't have a bag, go to the left. And then I had to say that 1,000 times, so I got bored and I started making a joke and I started saying, physical baggage to the right, emotional baggage to the left. Ha 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 ha. People would laugh and laugh. But there's something about what are we carrying with us? And not only is it an emotional toll and an emotional weight on us, but it's actually a literal heaviness. And I can see it in the students walking through the high school in the halls, walking like this. It's just, I can feel the weight on them. So I'm asking them today, let it go. All the mistakes you made, let it go. The way people hurt you, let it go. It's not. It's only preventing you from being free. Can we let it go? Are we ready to step into the spirit world where we're going to test the yes as we move on? Because I'm here to challenge you. We're not entertaining wishy-washy energy anymore. We're ready to move forward. I'm ready to, as Ram Dass says, to get on with it, to learn what I'm here to learn, because I now believe in my own power to heal myself and therefore heal everyone and everything around me. There's no time. I need to evolve and I need to forgive myself and forgive others for the sake of the universe. For as a service to the universe, I need to forgive myself and others. That's so powerful. We had a section earlier in another chapter that was assumptions. These are the assumptions we're operating under when we talk about radical forgiveness. So let's read through these. Feel free to chime in on the chat, on the microphone, whenever you're ready. We can talk about our willingness to see these things as true. But the beautiful thing about Colin Tipping is it's always an invitation. You don't have to be willing to see these things. I want to push you more than Colin Tipping is pushing us. But we don't have to believe. We just have to be willing to maybe glimpse, is there another way? And we can start stepping into the spirit world. Here's the first one. While our bodies and our senses tell us we are separate individuals, in truth, we are all one. We all individually vibrate as part of a single whole. Is this a hard thing for you to accept? Is this something you wrestle with, that we're all one? The monk called the pizzeria. They said, what do you want to order? And the monk said, I'll have a one with everything. Is this thing on? Can you hear my jokes? When I look at the world and I'm judging people doing terrible things, a helpful thing for me to say has been, I am a part of that. That's what my coach told me. I am a part of that. When I see injustice happening in the schools, and then I pause and say, you know what? There are some ways that I contribute to the injustice happening in the schools. I'm a part of that. Not as a self-judging thing, but as we're all working on this together and we're all doing the best that we can. Let's look at the next one. Life is not a random event. It has purpose and provides for the unfolding of a divine plan with opportunities to make choices and decisions in every moment. It's a choice of how do we want to see the world. Either everything happens to you or everything happens for you. But what about a child getting cancer? How could that be in service of the child? When I go to that extreme and when people ask me about those extreme examples, am I supposed to sit here and tell you, oh, that's because of this and that? That's not my job. I don't know if it's our job to know every single reason why bad things happen to good people. I don't think that's our job. Our job is to think, I don't know, but maybe there is some kind of reason, and we're limited in what we're able to perceive and see. But what is important for you in your daily life? How does it feel when you live under the assumption that everything is random and I'm powerless versus everything is happening for a reason and I might not understand what it is yet, but I'm going to choose to have faith in the universe that everything I experience is teaching me a word in the language of wisdom, in my own language of wisdom. So I want to read in here. We're writing some good stuff in the chat. I think, Allison, you said that first one was the easiest out of the three. First one continues to be difficult as someone dealing with clinical depression. Thank you, Miran. This has helped me to embrace the struggles at my full-time job instead of being angry about what happened. I realize I am part of what happened and I can either help or contribute the anger and toxicity. And then we're supporting, I hear you, Miran. Depression has always colored how we perceive what's going on around us. Thank you, Jamie, for that extra support too. And you're referring to that we're all one. I just want to pause for a second and honor that. I'm not going to sit here and say that I understand how it all works. I know that a lot of our thoughts are here purposefully to make us feel a feeling of separation. Because only through the separation, only through the experience of separation and separateness and the pain that comes along with that, can we get back to the awareness of oneness and wholeness. I told someone once that the reason that we suffer so much was so that we could recognize the suffering in another person when it shows up in them and be so good at being present with them because we've been through it. And the person responded, "That's terrible." That's awful that that's the reason that I have to go through this pain. And that's when I didn't really know what else to say after that. That's just been the case for me. When my brother died 12 years ago, looking back on it now, that was my first experience of radical forgiveness because everyone in my family wanted to kill that woman who hit him with her car. But when I was hearing all of the violent threats that my family was making, I just instinctively knew that wasn't the way. And I never met her and I didn't forgive her to her face. I don't even know if I thought the word forgiveness. I just I just chose not to be angry with her anymore, or whatever that feeling and experience was like for me. And now when I see people experiencing grief, I run to them. I desire to be close to them. I desire to be close to grief. Now, maybe, someone could say it's like, ah, that's terrible. Yeah, maybe. But my other option is there was no reason for my brother dying. It was completely random. I hate that woman. And I could just carry that anger with me for the rest of my life. That's another choice. I don't want to entertain the idea that I'm powerless. And if someone is going to be looking for a way out, looking for a way to heal, looking for a way to get better, and they're coming to me for help, I'm going to challenge them. And I'm going to challenge them to say, which choice do you want to make for your life? Do you want to believe that everything is random, or that there's some meaning? Ultimately, the meaning is what we give to it and what we give to the situation. And I know that everyone is in pain. And the meaning I choose to give to my pain is that I could recognize the pain in someone else and offer a helping hand or open a space for them to share that pain, and for me to look directly at that pain and not flinch and not be afraid of their pain. And to say that pain, as painful as it is, it's okay. And if all of that pain that you experienced in your life made you who you are, I wouldn't change a single thing about what happened to you in your life. Because I love you exactly as you are. Let's move on. Last one on this slide is: physical reality is an illusion created by our five senses. Matter consists of interrelating energy fields vibrating at different frequencies. When you look at me, you see that I am solid, right? But what am I made out of? I'm made out of atoms. On a subatomic level, I'm made out of atoms. An atom has a nucleus, and it has an electron swirling around the nucleus. To put it in perspective, Colin Tipping said, imagine a basketball in the center of a football field. And imagine if there were electrons, there would be like tennis balls circling the entirety of the football field. That's how much space is between a nucleus of an atom and the electrons that are swirling around it. It's a huge space. Within a single atom, there is 99.99% space. So if you look at me and you touch me, you could say that I'm solid. Because that's how our human eyes perceive, and even our touch perceives, oh, this is solid matter, right? But if you look at the space between the nucleus and the electron, it's 99.99% space. Therefore, our entire body is 99.9% space. that's an example of the illusion. Am I really? It's almost like we're a hologram. Now, if I take it a step further to what this is pointing to, which is what is happening behind the physical, including the spirit. We just listened to Phyllis Crystal saying the reason people feel this sense of unworthiness is because all they identify is with the physical, which from this spiritual perspective, we can say physical reality is not real. What is real is that which is within. In The Little Prince, it says, that which is essential is invisible to the eye because it's only something that you can feel. Your spirit. Now, if I look at from a collective level, all human beings, and I look at what's happening on the physical plane, war, violence, corruption, injustice, overcrowded mass prisons. And I'm looking at all of these things. I'm looking at the news and I'm looking at all of the people panicking. Oh my God, what do I do? Another shooting. Oh my God, what do I do? Is that real? Is that the truth of what the world is? Or is that, or are those one-off things? Because if you pay attention to how we're sensationalizing these tragedies that happen, you would look, if an alien came to the planet and looked at the news, they would say, oh my God, this is hell. This is the horrorscape. So we can look at all that and say that's real and live in hell. Or we can look at from a spiritual perspective and say, yeah, okay, on a level, what's happening in the world, all of this stuff, this is real. On one level, it's real. But on another level, if we were to take a step back and almost like have an out of body experience or look down on earth, if we were able to see from a spirit world perspective, we could see it more like it's a play or a movie of characters acting out these different things. Because from a spiritual perspective, we all signed up to come to earth to experience separation so that we could get back to experiencing oneness or love. There is an ancient creation myth in India where Brahman, which is the one God, and Maya, which is another god, the god of illusion, were playing a game with each other. And Maya said, I'm going to take this sword and I'm going to cut you, Brahman, into 1 billion pieces. And that billion pieces became all of humanity, all the humans. And Maya said, the goal for you, Brahma, is to realize that you are all one, to realize that you are all God, and that when all of you wake up to this understanding and to this truth that we are all one, that we are all God, then the game is over and you've won the game. Maya is the god of illusion, and Maya, the word Maya, is what in Hinduism people point to as this idea of illusion or the physical world. With this understanding that behind that There is this spirit contract or spirit game that we're all playing. We're just trying to find each other again. We're just trying to find each other and wake each other up to the fact that we are all one, that we are all part of this divine collective spirit, and that the physical reality is to an extent an illusion. Think about it this way: when you think of a thought and that thought causes you pain, and then for a moment you forget about that thought and you think about something else for a moment, and then you're like, what was the thing I was thinking about that was giving me pain? Has you ever had this experience? Well, wait, what was that thing I was thinking about that was causing me pain? Oh, that's right. And then you feel the pain again. How could the pain have left and then come back? In a way of speaking, the pain is not real. The thought is not real. Because I was able for a moment to be present and not think for a moment, which is what we're doing in meditation. Is for a moment we're putting away the past and putting away the future and just existing in this moment. And then all of a sudden, when something happens at my job or at school, and then I have that thought, I'm not good enough, boom, the pain comes back. Is that thought real? Or is it just a momentary thing that comes and goes? I'm getting into the weeds today because I'm feeling it, but I'm trying to use words to explain something that cannot be explained with words. It's something that you have to feel. And one way to push us towards that is, I know what it feels to feel pain and suffering. And that has pushed me in life to look for books, meditation, and community that shows me a different aspect. When I encounter wisdom, I just know instinctively in my heart, I recognize it as true. When I encountered education and human values, and I started learning about love, truth, peace, nonviolence, and right action, I instinctively understood that as the truth. But when I brought that back to my school, what did I get from my teachers, colleagues? Oh, whatever, hippie Payano, here he comes talking about love, truth, and peace again. These people have made an agreement. They live in the physical world where life is pain. That's their reality. But I'm here to say this life is pain stuff is the illusion. The truth is if we can have one step in the physical world, if we can have one foot in the spiritual world, life doesn't have to be suffering all the time anymore. Because we can look at our pain and we can know that it's temporary. We can still feel the pain, but we at least know that it's temporary. So from that perspective, let's read it again. Physical reality is an illusion created by our five senses. Yeah, we feel it. You know, when they talk about positive psychology, they have sports psychology. They say to the athlete who's watching the World Cup, they say to the athlete, run the play in your mind. The player runs their route in their mind, all mental. And they measured the muscles, and they noticed that the same muscles fired off in the athlete's body, no matter if they were only mentally running the play. The muscles still fired off in their body. That visualization is not real. That player didn't really run that play. They did it in their mind. That was not real. But that's the power of our mind and our thoughts, that it feels so real. So this idea of physical reality is an illusion created by our five senses. I'm pushing it even further. Matter consists of interrelated energy fields vibrating at different frequencies. So if I'm skipping ahead right now to chapter 16, I'm noticing this quote that says, in a holographic universe, each minute part of the universe is not only connected energetically to the whole, but contains the whole. And what does that mean? Look at the atom. Look back at the atom. I have this atom, right? And every cell is made up of billions of atoms. It is a nucleus with electrons swirling around it. Zoom out to the solar system. It's a nucleus with electrons as planets swirling around it. Zoom out to a galaxy, it's a nucleus with electrons swirling around it. And zoom out to the universe, it's a nucleus with electrons swirling around it. So each minute part of the universe is not only connected energetically to the whole, but it contains the whole. And this is the part that blew my mind here. Stick with me. Therefore, from an energetic standpoint, you cannot change one part without affecting the whole. When there was the Big Bang, we all know about the Big Bang Theory. When there was the Big Bang, all that stardust went everywhere in the planet that congealed into rock. Planets formed, the Earth formed, life forms sprang up out of that, evolved into humans, and then you came along. You technically are made out of that stardust. You are made out of star stuff. You, and I hope you can feel this, you are made out of the universe. My stardust. What movie is that?
Rogue One.
Thank you. I'm embarrassed. You are made out of stardust. So therefore, the connection I'm making, long story long, is any amount of healing that we're able to bring to ourselves is not just affecting this community together because we vibe together, right? Atomic Habits says surround yourself with the people who are doing the thing you want to do because that juju rubs off on you. That positive energy rubs off on you, right? But it's not just, and here's where the magic happens, and here's where we're living in the spiritual world now. I'm really going for it tonight, y'all. Here's where living in the spiritual world takes you, is the healing that we're doing in this community together. It's not just healing each other because we're close to each other and we're vibing, we're rubbing off on each other. But because you are made out of the universe, whatever you're changing in yourself is affecting the entire universe. I don't know how else to put it, but that you need to experience that for yourself. It's so hard because our truth, our reality up to this point has been you're small, you're little, you're powerless, you're unworthy. And how many oppressive systems have worked so hard to make us feel so small, so that when we look at what is, and we say, that's why we say the physical reality is an illusion, because what is the absolute truth is you are made out of the universe and the universe is made out of you, and that we're all one. Now, if we're all one, talking to you from a physical perspective, the body, Javier, is talking to you all. But from another perspective, I'm talking to myself. RuPaul Charles says, there's only one of us here. Because you are not your body, you are not your past, you are not your future, you are not how intelligent or talented you are. What you really are is much deeper and infinite than that. You are pure consciousness. Oh, I'm going for it tonight, y'all. Oh boy, don't hold me back. You are pure consciousness. You are the thing that witnesses. I don't know if you've ever had this feeling of loving yourself so deeply. I hope you have. When I have this feeling of loving myself so deeply, it's like there's this thing in me that is looking at Javier that is saying, wow, look at Javier go. Oh my God, Javier is so amazing. Look at him go. I'm just here to witness Javier, and I'm delighted by everything he does, all of the mistakes and all of the triumphs. Wow. Almost like an adoring, loving parent. Wow, look at Javier go. So if Javier is this personality ego, what is the thing that's saying, wow, look at Javier go when I'm feeling that intense love for myself? It is pure consciousness. It's the part of you that we can access when we're doing meditation, when we're doing the Maypole High C, inner best friend, whatever you want to call it. And it's the same thing in all of us. So when I'm looking at Julia, I'm not just looking at the ego, mind, body organism that is Julia. I'm looking at pure consciousness. And Julia sees me, where we can look at each other and we can say, I see you, I see you, I see you. What is it? What is the eye that sees? It's a deeper spirit. It's awareness, it's consciousness. And it's the same thing in all of us. And if we can grasp onto that, it's very, again, it's not tangible. And I can't tell you what it is. You have to experience it for yourself. You can't grab it, you can only feel it. And if you can't feel it yet, we need to spend some more time in presence practice. Because when I go into the school and I'm thinking the thoughts of, Javier, you made another mistake. Stop bothering Miles so much. Oh, this kid's not learning. You're a terrible teacher. The administrator hates you. When I start going to that place, I know to pause and I know to check back in with my consciousness, with my high C, with my inner wisdom, and feel the spirit within me. Because I know all of this, I'm not good enough, I'm not worthy, I'm a terrible teacher. I know that's not real. It feels real because they're thoughts constantly running through my head and the pain that enters my body because of that, but it's not real. What is real is what's happening underneath. Feeling my spirit, my consciousness, the parts of me that says, I love you, the part of me that says, I love all of you, the part of me that says, oh my God, I'm alive. I'm a spiritual being having a human experience right now. Look at all of this. Look at this. Oh my God, I'm made out of star dust. I'm part of the universe and the universe is part. It's like it's the feeling of unconditional love. And it's in all of us. So when I look at you, true love and true compassion is for me to look at you and say that we're the same. The spirit that's in me is the same exact spirit that's in you. There is no separation. Separation is an illusion because that's what I can perceive with my eyes. But what I'm asking you to do from today on is to look with eyes of love, is to step in to the spirit world, just like Cora and Asami did. I'm going to leave you with a couple links here to continue doing work. I will, however, say that this work has to happen in community for obvious reasons that we know. But that's just what I'm receiving every minute of every day. Healing happens in community because when you're all alone, your mind can grab you and put you back in the illusion. What is all this garbage that Javier is talking about? I don't know about all that woo woo. I don't know about all that, whatever. And maybe you felt something, but then your ego sneaks in there immediately and is like, I don't know about all that stuff. Again, you don't have to be willing. You just have to be able to just take a step. Maybe it's true, maybe it's not. But one thing is for sure, I'm not going to allow you to say that you're powerless. I am here to challenge you to be the highest version of yourself, the most incredible, powerful version of yourself, because I know that you have the power to heal yourself and your community. And you are God. You have the power of God within you. We are all walking around with with the power of God to heal each other and to love unconditionally, and our love is what transforms. And our forgiveness, and another way of unconditional love is radical forgiveness. Even the people doing the most terrible thing can be transformed by your love. That's how powerful you are. Why can other people be transformed by you and the way you see them? Because they are you and you are them. Because we're all one. There's only one of us here. But people are blinded because they're still living in the illusion. But hopefully after tonight, you see that there's more than meets the eye. Use the force. Any comments before we do housekeeping? Thank you for your patience. I did not read the chat. I went to the spiritual world just now, and now I'm back, I think. So thank you for your patience, and I'm happy to have follow-up conversations with people. Love yourself, love the world. Read chapters 17 and 18 of Radical Forgiveness. This is for January 11th, 2023. Can you believe it? Melody put together a meditation plan because we are roaring back with meditation, y'all. I cannot believe how incredible meditation on Sunday nights has been in the last couple of days. It's just really truly blowing me away, and we're inviting you to be part of that. But Melody also created this incredible plan where she's inviting you all to sign up to become co-hosts for meditation. So if that's something that you're interested, all the information is in that link that I just posted. As usual, you're gonna see the slides and me ranting on the video for tonight's session in Mighty Networks. There's the Radical Forgiveness sheet. The more we fill out this sheet, the closer we're gonna get to the spirit world. Even if you're filling out the sheet for the same thing over and over and over again, do it. Even if you're like, I already did a worksheet for this thing, do it again. The more worksheets, the better. And even better if we can do it in partners or in teams, or we can get the community together. A couple of you have still not signed up to receive an insight session from Andrea. There's the link right there. Go ahead and sign up for that now if you haven't done that. That's a $57 value, my people. And this session, I mean, we really only got until December, so make it happen. Are you ready to invest in your own healing? You're just investing your time at this point while you're in the mentorship program. How long is that going to last? We'll see. Andrea, and thank you for the healing you've provided for me and all the hours of conversation. Next week is December 5th, and I wanted to do a movie night. Do you want to do it in person / virtual? Do we want to do it all virtual? This is on Monday night. So I was wondering, should it be instead of our Wednesday meeting? We just meet all together, Mentors 1 and Mentors 2 all together on Monday night. But I think some people said that they can't do Monday night. So I'm still going to do Wednesday night next week as well, so that we can keep doing the work together for those people who can't make it on Monday. But Monday will be the movie night, and it's this incredible movie called Tare Zameen Par, where a little boy is brought back to life by an art teacher that discovers his incredible genius. We're still figuring out what the next session of Mentors is going to look like, but I hope that you're going to continue with us. And we're going to have a very special teacher teaching the next mentorship session, our very own Andrea Benavides Chavez. I'll be around too, but I'm really excited. I don't want to spoil what's planned, but Andrea, I'm just super excited for you to step up and leading this mentorship cohort. So we're going to go deeper into human values work and, of course, into inner work. Also, we're looking to go weekly, and that means that the session will be shortened to 6 months, but it will be weekly. So start getting ready for that. Please help me spread the word. I'm launching a human values crash course for teachers on December 4th at 5 p.m. And it's going to be $143 because I love you. Let's sing together, shall we? If we can work together in peace and harmony, if we can work together, the I and you are we. If we can work together in peace and harmony, yes, if we can work together, how happy we would be. You've made today an amazing day just by you being you. There's no one like you in the whole world, and I like you just the way you are. Have a great rest of your night, y'all, and thank you for an incredible session together. We'll see you next time.
Thank you. Love you all. Bye.
Hi.